Hey, everyone. Selena here, founder, host, lead educator with the American Crochet Association. I've just recently updated the format of a pattern that I wrote and I'm sharing that you guys can view for free at the American Crochet Association. Link is in the video description. So I've updated the format of this and I have a really exciting resource that's not new, but it has also gotten an update. And so I have two amazing things that I want to share with you today, and I don't want anybody to miss it. So here it is. If you guys are watching this, come on over, say hey, say hello, tell me where you're viewing from. If you are catching me while this is streaming live, we can make it a fun conversation. I'll say hey right back at you. And if you're watching this on the replay, then it's the same great jam. Just listen like it's the live, and any questions, comments, feedback that you have, I'll get to it as soon as I see it. Okay. All right, so this crochet pattern, the Easy Crochet Bucket Hat pattern, is something that I specifically wrote because, well, one, so many people love bucket hats, right? Like, we all kind of like, do we all like bucket hats? Do we? I mean, I feel like we do. I feel like we do, right? So not only do I feel like it's this really cute, trendy thing that we see in the crochet world, but also just, in the fashion world. I feel like it's something that's been there for a minute. So it's something that I love kind of translating into crochet. But also, again, every pattern that I share at the American Crochet Association is not just to be like pattern overloads. Here's 1,000 patterns, like just pattern. I love to share patterns that have some kind of teaching tool or learning objective or something like that. And so this particular hat does have such a thing. And so that's what this is. Okay, I see tons of comments. It looks like Samantha's here from Colorado. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Tons of questions from Samantha, and I will get to those in a little bit. Thank you so much for being here and for commenting. Okay, so the Easy Crochet Bucket Hat is something that does have a ton of learning resources and objectives, and that's what I don't want you guys to miss. So if you just love this pattern and you want to get straight to it, just click on the link in the video description. And something new that I am doing for all of our patterns is I'm adding this handy dandy table of contents. And that way, as soon as you get to this page, yes, you're reading just a tiny bit about this pattern, what it is, why it's special, why it's new, hip, and happen, and all that kind of stuff. But then also, here's a table of contents. And that way, if you just want to see the resources or if you just want to get straight to the pattern, you guys can quickly and easily do that. You don't have to wade through anything. So the thing that I want to share with you first are the resources. Okay, so first and foremost, I wrote this pattern to be worked in joined rounds. Sorry, not joined rounds. That's the fun thing about it. I wrote this pattern to be worked in continuous rounds, and it's from the crown of the hat all the way out. So this hat is worked in one piece, and that means there's no fastening off or rejoining or anything like that. It's solid fabric with one stitch. So pretty cool, right? So the cool thing about continuous rounds is that you're not going to be slip stitching to join at each round. And so that means a few things. It means definitely use a stitch marker because you want to make sure that you are counting your stitches and that you have what you need and all that kind of fun stuff. But it also means that you're not going to have that seam. So with a fabric like this, there is only one stitch. It is a solid fabric. We don't want to see anything else, right? So if we did have a solid stitch hat and there was a slip stitch there to join, we're really going to see that slip stitch join. So we're really going to see that seam. And, that might not be something that you want to see. So first kind of cool learning thing here is that if you've never worked in continuous rounds or you've never really successfully done it in a project where you were really happy with it, this hat could be the thing that you try. I do have a video tutorial, so if you guys are unfamiliar with working in continuous round, specifically using the single crochet stitch like this hat uses, then you can check it out here. Okay, so here is the resource that, I'm kind of doing two things in one a little bit, okay? So I have just recently updated this resource as well, and I want everyone to click on this link because there's an amazing tool here that I want everyone to use, okay? So this particular hat, this single crochet bucket style hat, is worked in single crochet like this image right here, and it works from a center point out. So again, there's no joining, right? So if you've ever worked, tell me in the comments, raise your hand, any of that kind of stuff, right? Tell me, have you ever worked a hat like this and it's been too big or too small. Have you ever done that? Do you guys still work hats and you feel like, I don't know if it's going to be too big or too small? Have you ever tried to make a hat and you're like, I really want to make this for a 2-year-old? I really want to make this for a 12-year-old. I really want to make this for an adult man who has curly hair, or adult woman, or whoever. It doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter whenever it comes to hats. If you've ever wanted to crochet a hat and it looks like this, it starts like this, it's worked in rounds of any stitch, and you want to size it specifically, then definitely check out my Easy Crochet Bucket Hat and check out the how to measure your crochet bucket hat section, because it will take you to this article, and here's where the cool fun stuff happens, okay? So I talk about circumference, I talk about diameter, I talk about height. I tell you how to measure each one of those things. I talk about age, I talk about size, I talk about stuff like that. But then I also give you quite a few things like this cheat sheet. Do you guys see this? I spent hours making this cheat sheet. You guys can click on over my screen. Anyway, you guys can click on over and find this cheat sheet. You can save it, print it, download it, add it to Pinterest, whatever you guys want to do. So what I want you guys to see about this is that every single size, every single, the most common sizes from 12-inch, newborn, all the way up to like 23.5, 24-inch adult. I have all of those specific sizes. I have the diameter. I have, the circumference. I have how tall the hat should be. And then I also have the, approximate age. So if you are trying to make a, hat for a 6-month-old, then, here's about what the measurement should be. If you're trying to make a hat for a 7 to 9-year-old, for a teen, something like that, then you guys can see what the circumference, what the diameter, and how tall it should be. So tons of resources here so that you guys can make crochet hats like this Easy Bucket Hat, and you can measure as you go, not only to make the perfect size, but, to make the perfect fit. So definitely check that out, because that's this resource here and this little cheat sheet. I mean, I'm so excited about these things, and I want you guys to click on over and definitely check those out and tell me what you think, okay? Because I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And I cannot wait to hear you guys, especially if you guys have ever struggled with hats, making this hat following this pattern, and, tell me what you think. I feel like it's going to be life-changing, but you tell me, okay? All right, so that is my crochet hat size chart and calculator. Definitely check that out. If you guys like this crochet bucket hat and you just want to see other hat patterns on our site that you guys can view for free, then I have linked them. They're not exactly bucket styles, but it's still kind of in the same realm. So you guys can, view those images and click on over to check that out. Let's see, how to make a crochet bucket hat. So I have lots of resources here, like the exact yarn that I used. So not only do I have linked resources for you to find the exact yarn that I use, but I've also listed substitutes. If you guys want to learn more about yarn substitution, then I do have an article with resources. So if you want to just learn more about what it means to substitute yarn for this pattern or any pattern, then definitely check that out. All right, I see tons of comments here. So let me click on over and see who's here and what you guys are saying. Samantha says, love your channel. Thank you so much. Happy to have you here. Becky is here. Thank you so much for joining. So good to see you, Becky. It's been a minute. Let's see. Becky, hey, good to see you. Angela is here. Hello, Angela. Samantha is just diving in and being my moderator today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's see. All right, what else? Jennifer, hey, good to see you. How long are your live streams? Not very long. I typically do one of these a week where I just share, either a pattern or a resource. I don't want to spend all day chatting. I just want to spend a few minutes, and that way you guys can click on over and just, get the goods, get the value that I'm sharing with you guys. Hey, Jennifer, good to see you. Let's see. Is there a link for the cheat sheet? Yes. So, I mean, just click. There's only one link in this video description. So after this live, click that link. And then whenever you're quickly kind of going through there, you're going to find everything that I'm showing you and everything that I'm talking about today. So definitely check that out. So yes, Kathleen, enjoy. Okay, tons of questions from Samantha. I will get to those in just a second. Okay. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you for making this a fun conversation, Samantha. I appreciate you. All right. So if you guys, okay, so that's everything about the yarn that I used. Everything about substitution for this pattern or any pattern that you'd like to crochet. If you'd like to substitute this yarn, I already have a list for you. So here are the yarns that I think would make really good substitutes. Again, anything that's blue and underlined on our site, it's a hyperlink, so it'll take you to an additional resource. So definitely check that out. That includes all the materials that are used. So the crochet hook, scissors, yarn, needle, stitch markers. Click on over. Check those out because I put a little bit of time into finding some really cool products. So definitely check that out. Stitch key. This is a really easy, basic pattern. It does use really basic stitches in their basic form. So just chain, single crochet. There are some slip stitches used very sparingly here because this is worked in the continuous round, right? So if you want to see any of these in action because maybe you're new to crochet or you just kind of want a refresher, click on any one of these and there's a quick and easy video tutorial. Same thing for working in the continuous rounds. I already talked about that being a video tutorial. Again, if it's hyperlinked, if it's underlined, it's hyperlinked, and you guys can watch a video tutorial for that. Sizes. This does come in 4 specific sizes. So when you use the yarn and hook and all of that suggested, and you follow the specific instructions here, then you can make an 18, 20, 22, or 24-inch bucket hat. And then here are the approximate heights for each one of them. Here's the pattern gauge, pattern notes, all that kind of stuff. Here is me wearing my easy crochet bucket hat. There it is right there. Really fun. If you guys like stitch diagrams, I do have one for the beginning few rounds of this, and that way you guys can see exactly what the pattern is telling you to do as you're following along. All sizes are listed together because all hats start exactly the same. And then really what you'll want to do is follow the hat size follow the instructions for the very specific hat size that you want to make. So for example, you follow this in the beginning and then, you move on to the 18 or 20 or 22 or 24. So, anything like that. All right, guys. So that's it. That's everything that I wanted you guys to know and have and do to make this easy crochet bucket hat. I have tons of resources. So not only are you making a really cute kind of, crochet fashion item, but you're also learning tons of things that are really going to build your crochet knowledge and skills. So definitely check it out and tell me what you think. All right, back into all of these. Like I said, I always say questions, comments, feedback. Going ahead and post it here. Okay, rapid fire. These are for Samantha. Thank you so much for making this a fun conversation. Have you tried mosaic crochet before? No, because it is not my favorite. I do not personally like color work. It gives me stress. It gives me anxiety. So I have not. I could if I wanted to, but I do not enjoy color work like that. So it is nowhere near my radar, but thank you for asking. Samantha, how long have you been crocheting for? Since I was 5. So like forever, like my whole life. I've got more information about my crochet journey, my story. It's all over here on the website. So if you want to learn more about me, you guys can click on over and check that out. Let's see. Samantha, where are you from? I was born and raised in Hawaii, and then I've lived all around the world, and I currently live in Oregon, so I'm on the West Coast. Let's see. Kathleen. Yes, definitely. I think this is in reference to that cheat sheet I told you where to get it. Yep, I've just got one link in the video description. So click on that one link and it's going to give you all the resources for all the things that I told you guys about. Let's see. Yep, Kathleen says diagrams. Love them. Yay, I love diagrams too. I think it's such a great universal language for crochet. So I love to include them. I don't have them for all patterns, but I do have them for very specific types of patterns. And I thought this was a great pattern to have it. So definitely check it out. All right, so that is all I have for you guys today. Samantha, thanks for making this a fun conversation. I loved all those additional questions you threw in there to kind of make this, a little impromptu, little Q&A, and a little conversation, so I really appreciate that. All right, guys, that's everything that I wanted to share with you about the Easy Crochet Bucket Hat. I guess the final things that I want to share with you guys is that this pattern is listed on Ravelry. Again, click on the link in the video description. It's going to give you everything that you need to know. The thing that I love about Ravelry is that you guys can get so many more details about a pattern, including you viewing all of the finished projects. This crochet pattern is not brand new. It's been around for a minute. Remember, guys, I just wanted to, update and refresh the format of it on the website. So you guys can see dozens of finished projects. You can see them on real heads from real human beings. You can see what yarn they use, what color they use. You can see how they styled them, all that kind of stuff. So if you guys want to click on over and view all those finished hats, definitely check that out. That also includes all of these specific yarns that people use. So anybody who posts a project on Ravelry, if they do update their project with the yarn that they use, then, this is a great place for you to get inspiration. So I love doing things like this when I'm interested in making a project, but I'm like, what does it look like this? What does it look like that? Do I have any of these yarns in my stash already? It's such a great resource for you to get inspiration. So is this pattern on Ravelry? Yep. And there are tons of resources there too. So definitely check that out. All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. Special shout out again to Samantha and Becky and Kathleen. And who else was here? Shout outs to Jennifer. And how many more? There were a few more names here, but there's so many comments that it's hard to find them, which is kind of a nice problem, right? And Angela, always so good to see you. And I think that's it. That's all the shout outs for today. Okay, that's all I got to say. Click on the link. Go find this pattern. Make it. I would love to see. So definitely share your finished projects and let me know what you think in the comments. All right. I'd love to hear. Peace, love, crochet, everybody. See you next time. Thank you for making this fun.